Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Have you ever run into a situation where you go to a parts store and you price the idler pulley or tensioner pulley for your vehicle and the cost is too high, and in reality all it needs is the bearing that's inside, and you start wondering, well, why can't I just replace the bearing? Why do I have to buy this expensive idler pulley, or like I said, tensioner pulley? Sometimes the price could be as high as $50 if it's like an import vehicle, and bearings are a fraction of the cost. So if you ever run into a situation, or you do in the future, and you don't want to buy the entire pulley because it's made out of metal and they really don't go bad, the bearing is what goes bad, just like I said, I'm going to show you how you can replace it yourself using a ball joint press. This tool is part of a loaner tool program from all the major auto parts stores, anywhere from Advance, O'Reilly, AutoZone. They have it as part of their loaner tool program. You don't have to buy it, and that's why I'm going to use that tool. And yes, I could use my shop press, and that would be a better tool to use for something like this. But if you're a DIY person, you're not going to have a shop press, and you're not going to have a ball joint press either. But you don't need to. That is the whole idea of this video, to show you how you can save money, not buy the entire pulley, replace the bearing that's going to cost a fraction, and get your vehicle back on the road for a few dollars, and have the pride that you did it yourself and you save some money. So I'm going to get this camera up close to show you how I'm going to set this up, and that way you'll know how to do it. So let's get started. And just so you know, there's a possibility that there might not be a listing for the bearing by application, but if you look right there, each bearing is going to have numbers on the seal or on the inner edge, depending, and you enter it on a search engine, and you're going to find the bearing that you need for your pulley. Like I said, in case the auto parts store doesn't have a listing. So here's the ball joint press up close. The brand that the auto parts store is going to lend you is going to be different, but it's going to have pretty much the same components. So what I'm going to use is this part, of course. I'm going to use the small adapter right here, and I'm going to use a socket, 1/2 inch drive, 1 inch and 1/8. This is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use this adapter right here. So these are the parts that I'm going to use to do it. And now I'm going to set it up. I'm going to move this out of the way so I can do it right here. Okay, so I'm going to open it up. This adapter right here, this part, is going to go like that so it doesn't move. Then this is going to go right here. The reason for that is because that is the part that's going to fit this pulley. Obviously, if you have a different pulley, then you may need a different adapter, but most of them are the same size. The adapter that I just showed you fits right here on this edge. Show you. So pretty snug. So just like that. The socket that I chose fits on the outer edge of the bearing. You don't want it on the inner edge because it's just going to come apart. It has to be on the outer edge. Okay, so I have it situated. Here's how it looks up close. So now I'm going to use an impact to drive this. Okay, so let's drive this bearing through. That's how fast. If you don't have air tools, you could always use a ratchet. So the bearing is out. Didn't get damaged. There's nothing wrong with this bearing, just so you know. I'm just doing this for the video. So so I don't have a new bearing, I'm just going to put this one back on, and the pulley will be just fine. But this is what the pulley looks like, intact. So now we're going to put it all back together. To do that, what I'm going to do, so to put it in, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on this piece of wood. I'm going to use a hammer. To start it. Okay, that's just to get it started. Now we can situate it back in place, pretty much the same way. You install it back, you set it up in your ball joint press the same way, so it has support. I mean, worst case scenario, you could drive the bearing out with a hammer and a socket, but you would have to have a socket on the other side so you don't bend the pulley. Okay, this is the way, put this thing on low. Okay, now I'll just drive it back in. Level. So alright. And there it is. I'll show you. So here's the bearing installed in the pulley. Spins perfectly, and all you have to do is install it the exact same way that it was, which most likely is going to be center, and that's it. Here's a close-up at the items that were used to do this. And there you have it. That's how simple it is to replace the bearing on an idler pulley or tensioner pulley using a ball joint press that you can borrow from your local auto parts store. You don't have to buy it. So very simple, like I said, this will save you money. Will save you from having to buy an expensive pulley that you don't need because they don't go bad. Bearing does. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time.